Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with the conclusion of the Mighty Nein Reunion Part 1. There is only about 15 minutes left in the show. I figured I'd do the rest in a YouTube video, get something out there on YouTube, let people know what we're doing over there on the live streams on Friday. We haven't posted a YouTube video for Critical Role in quite some time, so I wanted to get back into the normalities of things because New Year's is on Tuesday. It is currently Friday night. We just finished the live stream, like I said, and we're going to finish this up. I want to get back into a routine, into a formula, going back to the way things were. I said I'm going to start doing way more on the channel. I want to get back into Adventure Time. I haven't posted Adventure Time in a couple weeks. I hadn't done Ranma 1/2 last week. There are so many things that haven't happened. I had food poisoning. I got really sick for like a month with my throat, which I had like, it wasn't like an illness, but you guys know there's like so many things to make excuses for, but no more excuses. The new year is in 4 days. We're going to jump back into the channel, but this is where we ended on this. There is a giant walking through the woods. There is a mage sitting on his shoulder. We just had Matt tell us that in the distance, almost as far as the eye could see, there is tree branches falling and stuff, and there is somebody in the horizon. It is the giant walking around. It was something about, he just said something like it was westward, and there are plinths. Things are pointing northwestward, and to the west, if I'm not mistaken, this is to the immediate west. Yeah, immediate west is where we saw it, because that's what it says right there. I didn't even put up the black window because we're jumping right in, and I literally just jumped right in from that. But there is a giant, there is a mage riding his shoulder. We just crashed into this place as eagles, and we had to follow these 3 lights that led to this jungle that beyond it had ruins, and we went to Port Zune, and Yusa was there, and Wensfirth, and all these other things happen in the 2 hours plus that we just watched in the live stream. And before that, we did the live stream last week. We did the other 2 hours. So we're just doing 15 minutes here on YouTube. But if you want to see the other 4 hours, we did it split up over the last 2 weeks on Friday's live streams. This Friday will be Reunited Part 2, which will, I guess, finish up this 6 months later kind of thing. I mean, we revisited everybody. Bo and Yasha are together now. Veth and Yeza were banging. We had Ukatoa. Well, we have Ukatoa. That's what we're dealing with now. There's like a very big thing dealing with Ukatoa, and that is where the rest of us were. Caleb was by himself, but I am ranting now. Let's jump in. You want to see more of what I do? In the description is the link for Patreon, where you'll see every episode of Campaign 2, The Mighty Nein, in full, unedited. You want your own requested short movie? You go to the link in the description. You can ask me to watch whatever you want at a certain tier level, and I will do so. That is how we have thousands of exclusives, like Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Eureka, and Outer Banks. We started Pushing Daisies, Good Omens. Also started Wayne, Severance, Yellow Jackets, Leverage. So many new shows over there. Cobra Kai and Stranger Things final seasons are ending very soon. Ranma 1/2 on Saturdays comes out live on Netflix. My Hero Academia, Toriko, Bleach. So many shows. Thousands of others, movies and shows. Full unedited. Check it out. If not, the conclusion to the Mighty Nein Reunited Part 1. Unfinished business.
It's to our west, but is it moving in a northwestern direction?
You're uncertain. Yeah. You just hear the sound coming from that direction, and you see
so it's
something
coming from the
move
west,
that far.
possibly
Unless
going
there's
towards the
another really
northwest.
unfortunately large creature in the jungle. That seems like our quarry over there. Now, the
What's your
giant does not
query?
have the cloven crystal. The mage did, and mages do mage shit, you know.
Mages do.
We could try to intercept. Or we could try to get to the location first and lay an ambush, either way.
First step, don't panic. Second step, find shelter for
Fight
the
Club.
night.
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Third step, find a body of water that you can follow to civilization.
Fifth.
I don't know if that applies. That's excellent stuff, though. Those kids are going to be in good hands.
I can make a tent out of just a few objects.
Like, is a tent one of those objects?
Yes.
Yeah, I had.
I need a tent.
I feel like it's all coming
I
back
can
to
make
me.
a
I mean,
tent out
slowly
of
it's all
just
coming
a
back to
few
me.
objects.
Right.
Is a tent
What
one
about
of those objects?
murder of a giant? Giant murder.
I haven't
Big.
gotten to that chapter yet.
Okay.
They
Maybe
don't
we
know
don't
that
have to
we're
do it
here yet.
eventually.
We could try and move ahead. We've made up some ground.
I would be for arching around, trying to get ahead, letting those of us who are good at getting the jump on people get the jump on people.
Ambush.
Ambush. Let's do it.
And if
I think
we
that's
fail to
what we
ambush them,
probably should
we're going to have to meet
attempt.
them head on regardless.
Yes.
So it's going away from us right now?
We don't know.
I
We
can't
don't
tell.
know.
We got plinths going in a direction,
Plinths.
and vaguely it feels like Giant is going.
I
along
can.
with
You get the sense,
direction?
based on the direction, there might be a convergence of these two
I was
paths
going to
at
say,
some
that's
point.
what I'm gathering at this point.
So maybe.
At this point, I'm
Let's
gathering
run
that we
as
are
fast
going
as
to
we can.
converge.
Yeah, run up ahead.
Okay.
Quietly?
Why? Some of us run up ahead.
See if I have passed the trees.
Who's traveling stealthily? Who's moving quickly? The two are two different paths, especially through a jungle. Are you going for speed, or are you going for
Accuracy.
a lack of awareness on their part?
Feels
We
like we
can go
should.
fast.
We would have to deal with a monkey if we're gonna.
Oh, and we got this monkey. I forgot about
That's
the
true.
monkey.
Then we go fast because
Yeah, we
the
got a
monkey would
monkey,
give us
and
away.
Jester did all sorts of stuff to try to like
I say we go fast.
distract it, or
Yeah, run around.
Fast,
Yeah.
I don't know.
fast.
All of
she
us?
made a voice and did a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's get there before it.
Yeah.
Someone have passed without a trace? No.
I mean, I
If
do,
we're doing fast, we're not doing
but we don't need
stealth.
it if we're
This
going.
is non-stealth. This is
got
just
it, got it.
rushing forward.
Okay.
Then. Which to that point,
I'm going to.
Should
I'm
we
gonna cast Lesser Restoration on myself.
should we kill the monkey?
I could turn the monkey into a butterfly.
Yeah.
You gonna polymorph?
Sure.
Polymorph the monkey into a
Seems,
butterfly.
uh,
I mean, I
intense,
guess
but
we're more
sure.
concerned
It
with
would
the
get us there
monkey
quietly.
ruining our stealthiness.
slow.
I mean,
I
that
don't
makes
know if we
sense.
can keep up
The
pace
monkey
with
is
the giant.
keeping a close pace on us, and the monkey could easily alert who we're trying to stealth.
Can you turn a giant into a butterfly?
Maybe.
I could try to do that too.
Oh,
Let's go for
Tal'dorei.
speed. Change my
All
mind.
right, let's
Yep,
go.
yep.
Move.
I mean, first
Okay.
things first. I get
As you
getting
all
rid of the monkey, even
begin
though
to pick up
I don't know.
pace.
The monkey can mean something else.
leaping over bits of stone, rushing between trees, hanging roots and vines, you push past, continue to go. Who's leading the charge, by the way? Who's at the front of this line?
Bo,
Survival
probably.
check?
I'll do it again.
I mean,
I'll
Bo
guide
is
myself
the
and
quickest.
can try to do it.
Okay, go make a survival check.
I don't know, man. Maybe you don't want the fastest person leading. I guess
Okay.
possibly.
Damage is
Okay. What's that? 16 plus 5. 21.
21. Avoiding what looks to be any sketchy clusters of unfamiliar flora that exists in this path, you guide the rest of the group around these stone plinths, eventually cresting up to a bit of what looks like a rising hill and heavy roots where there is a circle of trees that seems to almost like block the path like a wall that has been intentionally grown. As you clamber up the side and climb, you find one kind of V gap between these heavily pushed trees, and there as you look through, there is a minute clearing. The canopy curls back up to kind of consume it with a few broken bits of what would be probably shafts of sunlight piecing through, if not for the clouds above and the rain that falls within. But here you can see a green clearing of vines and ferns and all manner of jungle bush and compost
That
along
almost
the
sounded
ground.
like the Marvel thing.
And what looks to be
Dun,
a temple of some kind. A gray, yellowish, almost sandstone coloration temple that looks like it has mostly fallen into itself. Looks like larger pillars at the corner that have crumpled inward. You can see what looks to be partial step-like
That's
formations
probably what
on
we're
it that
looking
have
for. I'm pretty sure.
themselves fallen in and been kind of overgrown. A series of heavy, what looks to be different types of trees have taken root and grown out of the broken stone. But it appears to be a central structure, quite large comparison to anything else you've come across at this point.
This is where we stage our ambush.
Keeping your ear still perked forward, you can still hear the occasional crunching sound and distant footfall, not terribly far from where you are.
All right.
How
Shit's
high
about to
up
go down.
is the canopy? Like, do I see any type of easy enough boughs to jump on?
The canopy, since it kind of curves around to meet at the top, there's kind of almost a dome, vacant space surrounding this temple before the canopy meets. So there are areas you can climb. It's probably about 45 feet up.
Jester, can I borrow that axe?
Chop some shit away.
An unarmored movement, start to like climb up the tree. I just want to start hacking away and see if I can make more light pockets
Okay.
inside the top of the canopy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an acrobatics check or athletics check, your choice, on how you wish to climb up the tree.
I mean, Bo's the one to do that. That's like Bo's thing.
Natural one again.
Natural one. We were rolling so good. During the live stream, we rolled so good.
You rush around and begin running up the side of one of the curved trees that's almost being pulled inward. You now see on the backside as you begin to climb up that they are kind of leaning inward to create this canopy that hides where this temple's location is, unnaturally pulled inward. And as you're running along the tree, axe outward, looking for a position to go, you hear this horrible a crack sound of wood. And as you look down, you see one of the trees here seems to have died long ago and has been held up by the others that kind of pinched and surrounded it. Unfortunately, this is the tree that you chose to be the load-bearing one.
Unfortunately.
And as it cracks and snaps beneath your feet, the top of this tree falls with you on it. The good news is it does open a bit of the canopy here, but you also plummet 50 feet to the ground.
Slow fall.
But you do have slow fall.
Yeah, I was
and
gonna
you
say,
ride
Bo
this
doesn't
tree
have to worry about
down, and right
fall.
before it impacts the ground, you push off that kind of counteracts some of the inertia of you fall. It's the inertia, this momentum. Momentum as you fall and reduce the amount of damage you would have taken by enough to do some dope monk shit and take no damage.
Yeah. No damage.
But a loud, heavy crack.
We definitely alerted.
Hide. Fuck. Hide.
Is
we
there a
definitely
clearance
alerted
between
whatever's
the
close. Like
jungle
Matt
and the
said, that thing
temple,
was
or is it
close
overgrown
already.
all the way up to the temple?
I mean, the floor itself is overgrown heavily. It's difficult terrain to run across, but there is a clearance of about 35, 40 feet from the edge of the tree line to the base of where the stone temple begins. And the temple itself is probably about, though it looks like a lot of it has fallen, rises about 25 or so feet from the base of the ground and is about 80 or so feet from across from side to side.
Is there an obvious door or entrance or something that looks like an entryway?
Make a perception check.
Following Vex's, Vex.
Wow.
Too many campaigns. Been doing this for too long. I hide.
19.
Okay, stealth check.
Hide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this is the temple fort?
I mean, it's gotta be
so?
a temple. What are the odds we
Okay,
see a temple
I'll
in our
run and
vision,
hide as well.
and we go through three lights in a
Would it help
jungle, and
to-
there's a
I
temple?
can send like an unseen servant out there to make noise. Would that help, or should we just leave it? Okay, I'll leave it.
Yeah, I don't know if I do that. It's like, I mean, it hurt us,
do a
but
big
that
spell
might just make
if we
more
see them.
problems.
I just
To kick us off?
don't know if this is the temple.
It seems like a temple.
Was there a
Regardless.
clear entryway?
All right, so
I think
to know the team,
they've already
you do not,
know that
from where
this
you're standing
location is
here at the
something
feeling, you do
of-
not see a clear entryway. What you do see is amongst the various fallen
we
pillars, the remaining bits of what looks like stairs at certain areas that are still intact and visible seem to climb up to the larger, like 25, 30 foot up part of the platform. You do not see any other entryways or openings.
Beth, I need you to climb to the top. See if there's an entryway up at the top.
But I was just gonna hide. I'm scared. Okay, I take a swig of booze and I start climbing up.
Okay, so stealth checks around. You got a
15.
15,
18.
18.
Oh,
9.
9.
Okay.
Not good.
22.
22,
18.
18.
Everyone
Great.
else was solid.
40, you hiding as well?
No.
Okay.
Yes, no. I'm
No. I was like, what?
18.
Everyone
Okay.
rolled good except Jeff.
As you all kind of hide amongst the nearby bush, you go ahead and start running and running.
I guess I'm gonna scramble up.
As you scramble up there, you can see the up more up close. The ruins are quite dilapidated. There's, in essence, they've been aggressively reclaimed by the wild, magical nature of the surrounding jungle, almost like it's been willed to be swallowed and forgotten. These trees around it probably once cut free, and an open path above this ruin, the jungle itself bending to try and enclose it back in. You can see, while the toppled spires litter the grounds, as you begin to head up these broken stairs, you can see scattered reliefs of like the sun with like the rays around it along different parts of the wrecked platform near its apex.
The note said suns are bad, so I'm not gonna look at those. But I'm gonna just keep scrambling up looking for an entrance.
Okay, so there are steps with the sun.
I don't have to climb. I can just walk.
You just walk through them if you want to. All right, so you avoid the suns, and above the top of it, you can see there's the two fallen trees that appear to have grown out of it and kind of fell and wrapped over the part of it. You can see gaps between the overlapping chunks that show a broken opening along the stone platform up top. While a lot of it has fallen inward, you can see it looks like crumbled rubble and ruin, almost like it was just a piece of stone that has kind of fallen into itself. But when you get to where these two trees are overlapping, you can see there's a gap, about a 3-foot gap between them at its widest, like 2.5 feet. And there within, you can see
2.5.
there is a deeper path below.
I will message Ford. There's an entrance at the top. It's very small, but we can get in. You can reply to this.
Yeah,
message.
2.5, 3 feet. I mean, most of it, if it's not all of us, could probably fit through there.
Fight out
Maybe.
here, or fatal
I mean, Yash is
funnel.
the biggest. I think that's big enough to possibly.
Everybody to the top.
A little tight for some, maybe.
You all go running, scattering from the tree edge to where the temple is. To this point, you hear the crashing sound of one of the nearby trees on the southern ring of this interior.
Are we gonna get
comes falling
thrown
with
into
it.
instant combat?
As it hits the ground, you can see its boughs shake. Bits of dust and water just end up scattered to the ground. And there you see now, pushing through arms,
How big is
pulling
this thing?
itself out from the hole left in this ring-like canopy cage around this temple ruin. The storm giant pushing through. And that's where we're going to go ahead and start this episode. Pick up there for part
Storm
2.
giant pushing through.
Part
I mean, it said
two?
that it said
What is
the
this
mage was
bullshit?
the size of this
I have to
on
put
its
on this
shoulder.
hat
If this
again?
was me, if I was the giant. That means
I mean-
the
Match
that
giant,
makeup,
what is the
bitch.
giant,
Yeah.
over 100 feet tall?
Yeah, we gotta match
Even
makeup.
if he
You
was
gotta
like
put on a
this.
hat.
Yeah.
6'. I mean, it's got to be like a good 60 to 100 feet tall.
Oh, that's true.
Look at all that
That's true.
swirly
What am
bit.
I saying? Yeah, that's really hard to do.
I did it myself.
All right.
Take us home, Matt.
Indeed. Well, we are off next Thursday for Thanksgiving, but please join
How
us
funny
the
is that?
following Thursday, December
It is
1st, for
Christmas.
the
It
exciting
is like the day
conclusion
after
of our
Christmas.
Mighty Nine reunion.
2 days after Christmas.
But until then, enjoy for those who celebrate it. Happy Thanksgiving, for whatever that means to you. And thank you for joining us for this. Excited for the next bit. We love you very much. And is it Thursday yet? Good night.
All right, everybody. So that is it for Reunited Part 1. How funny is that? I don't think I knew that it was Thanksgiving, unless they said that in the beginning of the last stream, because we watched the first half last Friday on the live stream. I don't recall them saying it was around Thanksgiving. They might have. I don't know. 2 weeks, a lot happens, and Christmas happened, and Christmas was literally 2 days ago. So it's funny that we're literally less than a month away from where they are there, but we're also 5 years ahead. 4? Actually, no, less now. I think we're like 4 years. It has to be the Thanksgiving of 2020, I think, for them, if I'm not mistaken, unless it's 2021 already for them. Either way, it's at least 3 or 4 years ago. But that is pretty crazy that we're celebrating a holiday or just celebrating a holiday. We're going into New Year's Eve. I was just telling everybody, New Year's Eve is on Tuesday. New Year's Day is Wednesday. This is Friday night, and I wanted to just get a video out. So I figured it was going to end on us entering into combat, and it pretty much did, because we aren't necessarily into combat yet, but we are going into combat. We have this giant storm giant poking its head through, and the mage is sitting on his shoulder. Unless I'm mistaken and something else happened, I'm pretty sure the last we left it was the mage was sitting on his shoulder, surrounded by other shadowy figures. Matt said it was being followed, and now it rips through this canopy that Bo was just trying to chop through. I feel like that wouldn't have mattered. They were converging with us. They were going in this direction to begin with. So I don't think Bo rolling a 1 and falling through and having all this shit shower down on the ground and making this large sound and everything. I don't think any of that really factored into finding our location, but it could have. It might have taken them a little longer. Matt is, I mean, to me though, the fact that all of these branches and stuff are going to this location and sort of doming it and covering it up so you can't see it from up top. I feel like if you're already going in that direction, you would know to look there or think to look there, being as it seems like this is being hidden intentionally. It also has to do with the Wild Mother. I forgot to say that in the live stream that we rolled and asked and rolled high, and Matt was like, yep, it definitely gives you the feeling that this has something to do with the Wild Mother. The Wild Mother's presence or aura or essence is part of this. So clearly the Wild Mother has a big deal to do with it. We also had Ford earlier, much earlier in the live stream, say that he hadn't seen or heard from the Wild Mother in a long time. So maybe something is wrong, or the Wild Mother is using all their energy to protect this location or something. We had Sam run in. We found the opening on the top. I feel like we're going to have to engage in battle before we enter, unless we all just scatter. I mean, we already are running for the hall. I feel like we could get there quicker than if we fought, but it might be wiser if we fight, because do we really want to climb into this crumbled ruins and dive into this hole when this giant is coming at us right now? I also was saying at the end there, how big is this thing? I'm feeling like this thing could be anywhere from like 50 or 60 feet to like over 100 feet tall, possibly even bigger. I don't know, but it's big, and we're going to fight it most likely next week. Happy New Year to everybody. If you love, I poured a shot because I wanted to wish everybody a Happy New Year on YouTube. Thank you all for the year 2024. We got a lot done. I said in the beginning, we're going to get a lot more done in 2025. I'm going to make it a point to really focus on the channel. I had a lot going on the last year or two with my father and everything, but he's back on track. And the year or two before that was pandemic, and the world and life was just crazy. But 2025, I feel like I will be able to actually do the things I want to do on the channel and progress. So to all of you, cheers. And if you guys want to see more of what I do, in the description is the link for Patreon. You'll see episodes of Campaign 2. Pretty much every episode of Campaign 2, there's a Patreon hour exclusive. You want your own requested show or movie? There are thousands of full exclusives of movies and TV shows. You can ask me to watch whatever you want at a certain tier level, and I will do so. That is how we have things like Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Eureka and Outer Banks, Pushing Daisies, Good Omens. We started Yellow Jackets, Severance, Wayne, Cobra Kai, and Stranger Things. Final seasons are coming very soon. The final season of Yellow Jackets in like a month. Severance season 2. Rama 1/2 is on Saturdays on Netflix. It drops live. We're doing so many shows, thousands of movies, full unedited. Check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.